A very warm welcome in today's session on quantum numbers, as we have discussed various important topics related to quantum chemistry as well as molecular orbital theory. Many subscribers as well as viewers requested the quantum number should be discussed in this series. So I'm going to take few of topic that is recommended by the subscribers as well as the viewers for topics related to quantum chemistry and molecular orbital theory, and as well as various basic physical chemistry topic. You can subscribe this YouTube channel, as well as you can uh, ask some queries about the topic related to the session. So we will start the quantum number. Basically, quantum number plays an important role in explaining the energy, position, and the orientation in space. When we determine the polar coordinate equation for hydrogen atom, Schrodinger wave equation, it gives two important aspects, that is angular wave equation and radial wave equation. So basically, when this radial wave equation and angular wave equation are solved by using quantum mechanical operators, Hamiltonian equations, it gives various important numbers. These are the quantum number that we are going to discuss in detail. What is its significance? What information it gives about the that electron? So basically, when we see the atom and we assume the atom is having nucleus, protons, electrons are revolving around the nucleus, and our assumption, it is a simple, is it a simple structure that visualize like this? Basically no, it is much complex structure, where we can see here the central part is a nucleus and it is surrounded by the electron cloud. So it is very difficult to study this particle, or the most important particle. We can see nucleus, protons, and the electron. In this, electron is having a various space orientation due to various factors. So this is how the electron may look like. So it will be very difficult to visualize it. So quantum number gives us a spatial representation, or its place, its energy, and it can be studied effectively, or we can have the information of electron more precise by considering this quantum number. So basically, it is the wave function of hydrogen. If we see, we have solved in our previous session. It gives three important integral number, that is n, l, and m. Already I told you that when we solve Schrodinger wave equation in polar coordinate, it gives important information about the radial wave function and the angular wave function. If we have the equation of radial wave equation, we will find there the n value is important for the radial wave equation, because n is having a value which start from 0 to infinite. Okay, and the radial wave equation gives the important relation or the information about the quantum number, or the radius of that atom. Similarly, if we go to the angular wave equation, we will have two important parameter, that is L and M. L is a azimuthal and the angular momentum, and the M is the magnetic, how electron behave when some field is given to it. So when these four different numbers suggested its energy level and position, and it also specify the size, shape, and orientation. These are the quantum numbers. So basically, it is a quantum number which gives the important information about size, shape, and orientation of orbital. And if we give the important notation for it, so it is basically oriented, or it is determined from the quantum mechanics, as I already told, and this gives the different dynamic properties of that system. Okay, the when we see the atom, it is very dynamic in nature. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Even in the nucleus, there are some interactions. So it is very difficult to study. So this gives an important quantity in the dynamic system, and these are determined by some operators, Hamiltonian operator. Then it gives a characterized state of that system, how the system is having energy level, how it is oriented, how it have various motions. So basically these four quantum numbers are: first, the principal quantum number, which is abbreviated by small n. Second one is azimuthal quantum number, abbreviated by small l. Third is magnetic quantum number, abbreviated as M, and last is a spin quantum number. So these are the four quantum number that we are going to study. Basically, the quantum number gives important information, and we can relate with our important physical property or experimental. Rather, make it very simple. Quantum number are nothing but the pin code of that electron. Now this pin code is very important, because in a space, when we see, the electron location should be identified by some number. So basically pin code of the electron is nothing but the quantum number. For example, this is a very famous institute of Nagpur University, and this is nothing. This is a very prestigious institute. This is Mathuradas Mohta Science College. Now, what is the pin code? The pin code is 440024. Now, if somebody wants to reach or somebody wants to mail something, they have to use this pin code, that is 440024. Now, if somebody write the pin code 440024, what it identifies? It identifies basically the first number identifies the region of Maharashtra, means where the institute, which state it is located. So it is located in the Maharashtra. Second number represent the region of Maharashtra where it is located. So this institute is located in the Nagpur region. Then the third number represent, in the Nagpur we have different villages. So this is in the urban area, means in the sorting district is Nagpur. And, and last three number represent the post office, that is Sakardhara. So if we have the pin code of any place, we can distribute its various location by dividing this number with respect to various aspect. The first number of pin code always represent the region in the India. Second number represent the region in the state. Third number represent the district, and the remaining three numbers represent the postal office. So similarly, quantum number, if we know the quantum number, we can easily identify its location in a atom. Okay, and if we could identify the location of electron, then we can identify its energy, how it is moving, and what is its orientation. So let's take the first one. This is the principal quantum number. So it is denoted by small n, and it gives the energy level. The energy level of electron means, if we know the principal quantum number of electron, we can easily identify its energy, and it is represented by small n. Then they are having various positive values from 1 to 3 and goes on, and they are these are the shells represented. First, 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are the energy level. They are abbreviated by some alphabet. Okay, these shells are abbreviated by capital K. First is K, N2 is L, N3 is M, and N4 is M. So K, L, M, N. So these are the shells abbreviations K, L, M, N. We can determine the number of electron in a shell. It is given by 2n square, means the first shell contains 2 electron with the maximum capacity. Second shell contains maximum 8 electron. Third shell contains maximum 18 electron, and fourth shell contains maximum 32 electron. Means apart from giving the information about the energy level, it also suggests the number of electron it can occupy with the maximum capacity. Then next information we can draw from the quantum number n is the radial distance. It is obvious because when we see the shells are increasing from 1, 2, 3, and 4, it will definitely suggest the radius of that shell. So it is given by Rn equals to n square h square divided by 4 pi square z m and e square, where these parameters are the classical parameters. H is a Planck's constant, then Z is a mass, then this is the charge and mass, and this is the electron charge. Apart from that, it also gives the principal energy, means principal quantum number can determine the energy. It is given by this formula. Now, energy, its distance from the nuclei means radius, and various number of electrons it can occupy is given by the principal quantum number. So this is first principal quantum number. Let's take the second one. Second one is a azimuthal quantum number. This azimuthal is a word given to the angle which is perpendicular to the axis. We discuss it in the polar coordinate determination, and azimuthal is the representation of the angle. So it is like this. This is, if we consider z as an axis, then the perpendicular, if we draw on the xy plane, this angle is nothing but the azimuthal angle. It represents the subshell. Okay, it represents the subshell, and this electron will have various 360 angle orientation with the nucleus. It will move at every angle, and this azimuthal angle which corresponds to the subshell will have different shapes. So here comes the shape as the first parameter, and it is represented by different shapes given. So if L value is 0, means the azimuthal number is 0, it is given as spherical. If azimuthal number is 1, it is given as a P, that is dumbbell shape. If azimuthal number is 2, it is D, double dumbbell. And if azimuthal number is 3, it is complex. This azimuthal number is determined from the angular wave equation. If we solve by the quantum mechanical operator, we can determine this L. Okay, and this number are given some alphabetical representation. If it is 0, it is S. If it is 1, it is P. If it is 2, it is D. If it is 3, it is F. Now these are the representation. As we can see here, these four different subshells are having different shapes, because the electron can move anywhere with some angle with the nucleus. So this is decided by the subshell. It gives, this L value can be used for determination of number of electron it can occupy by a simple formula 2 into 2L plus 1. So the first subshell, that is S, will have the maximum capacity of electron 2. P will have maximum capacity of electron 6, whereas D will have maximum capacity 10, and F will have maximum capacity 14. Can be determined easily by using the formula. Apart from giving the number of electron and its spatial representation, it gives important information about the and L values. So this L value means if the n is 1, it will have 1 L value. Okay, this is the relation. If n is 2, it will have 2, that is 0 and 1. If n value is 3, it will have 3 values, 0, 1, 2. And if n is 4, it will have 4 values, 0, 1, 2, 3. Means number of shell, we can determine number of subshell. Means first shell will have only 0, 1 shell. Second shell will have two subshell, third will have three subshell, and fourth will have four subshell. So do not relate this 0 with the presence of no subshell. It is one subshell with the orientation of 0, that is 360, means it is having a complete orientation. That's why it is represented by S. Then next information we can have, we can determine angular momentum by using the azimuthal quantum number by using this formula. Okay, under root of L plus into L plus 1 into h by 2 pi, where is a azimuthal quantum number. So means by azimuthal quantum number we can determine the subshell number, then number of electron in a subshell, and angular momentum. We can draw this information from azimuthal quantum number. Now next my quantum number is magnetic quantum number. As we have seen here, the magnetic quantum number, it is also determined from radial angular wave equation, that is small m. Whenever electron is placed between some electrical field, it will move in some sort of path. Okay, and this path is revolving around the nucleus. So when electron is placed with some magnetic field, this electron will move according to the split of vector. Okay, and it is depend on the inclination with the field. So when electron moves, it will have some certain path, and some certain path can be represented by some certain line, and it is called as the orbital. Let's see how it visualizes. So this is the north, this is south. So these are the magnetic field, very strong magnetic field, and when the electron is placed, it will move in various orientation due to the splitting of vector. Okay, it is obvious because our right hand thumb rule suggests that whenever there is electric field, there has to be magnetic field. Similarly, when the electron is placed between magnetic poles, it will orient it various angular vectors. So it is having some certain path. Okay, this path is nothing but orbital. Okay, this is the orbital, it is represented by orbital. Now one thing very should be very clear. The first two quantum number, that is principal and the azimuthal quantum number, talk about the place of electron where it is situated, whereas remaining two quantum numbers suggest how the electron is moving, how the electron is spinning. So in that case, the electron movement, the first quantum number suggestion is the magnetic quantum number. When the electron is placed between strong magnetic field, it will orient itself in some angular momentum. Okay, so it will give some pictorial path. When it is connected with the line, it is the orbital. So magnetic quantum number represent the orbital of an electron. Then if we know the azimuthal quantum number, we can calculate the magnetic quantum number. It is 2l plus 1. Okay, means every quantum number will have 2l plus 1 magnetic numbers. So this is the number of magnetic m numbers. Means for azimuthal 1, magnetic quantum number will be 0. For azimuthal quantum number 1, it will be minus 1, 0, plus 1. For D, it will be 5. For 3, it will be 7. It is calculated from 12 plus 1. Basically, this gives the orbital motion of electron in the space. So, if it is 0, it means it is equal from all the distance. Okay, it equal from all the distance means it is having spherical orientation, means it is S. But when the azimuthal number is 1, that is P subshell, it gives 3 orientation, minus 0 and plus 1, means it will have X, Y and Z, and this is nothing but the orientation of P orbital. Then this is for the D orbital and this is for the F orbital. So this is the pictorial representation how the magnetic movement of electron will have orbital orientation around the nucleus. Okay, so this is for various magnetic moments. Now last one is a spin quantum number. Now when electron is considered and it is having some motion, like this orbital motion, electron is moving around the nucleus, okay, but it is also spinning in its own axis like this, the spinning. Okay, now this is a basic parameter of electron. We can relate this one with the with our solar system. Like when electron is moving, when Earth is moving around the sun, it is also spinning around its own axis. So in this case, nucleus is the sun and electron is the Earth. When electron is revolving around the nucleus, it is also spinning in its own axis. So it is having two spin, one is clockwise and one with anti-clockwise. So this motion is called as a spin motion, which is represented by small s. Now these two representation, that is clockwise and anti-clockwise rotation, will have notation. How we can note it? Because the spin quantum number is represented by n, whereas l is having small l, and it is having some sort of distribution or numbers, that is from number of principal quantum number is equals to number of l, means one principal quantum number will have one azimuthal quantum number, principal number 2 will have two azimuthal number, that is 0 1. For n3 it will have three azimuthal quantum number, 0 1 2. And for four principal quantum number, it will have 4. And then we relate this azimuthal quantum number with magnetic quantum number with relation 12 plus 1. Similarly, spin quantum number will have some rotation. So the clockwise notation is represented by upward arrow, it is having value plus half, whereas anti-clockwise is denoted by downward arrow, it is having minus half. And the one uh, orbital can occupy maximum 2 electron. Okay, electron, maximum number of electron in orbital is 2. Now this is a picture representation. Can there is this is a summary that we are going to have, and I will discuss an important principle for this. So first one is a principal quantum number, means how the electron is placed. So it is given by azimuthal quantum number. Okay. Second one is a azimuthal quantum number. It is orientation of electron with respect to the nucleus, and it will have angular relation with the nucleus. It is represented by L, like this, as we can see here, xyz coordinate, and this the central dome shape is the azimuthal quantum number p equals to 1, azimuthal quantum number. And third one is a magnetic quantum number. This is how the electron is moving under a strong magnetic field. It is having some the pathway, and if we connect it, we will have the orbital. And the last one is a spin, how electrons are spinning. Okay, like this. This is a spinning of the electron. Okay, so is there is any possibility of having two electron with all quantum numbers same? The answer is no, because if we have same principal quantum number, if we have same azimuthal quantum number, if we have same magnetic number, but spin quantum number will be different, plus half and minus half. This is according to the Pauli's exclusion principle, and we can relate it with our practical life as well, because these all are related. Like for example, if somebody is having twin, the twin looks like same, they have same parent, their physical features are same, their skin color is same, but when we see the DNA will be different. So here I conclude the spin quantum number. Our next lecture will be on the atomic orbital and radial distribution. If anybody wants to join or wants to have all these videos on the quantum chemistry and the molecular orbitally, kindly subscribe the channel, as well as you can like and comment in the link, and you can also frame the question that I am going to discuss or want to discuss in the previous session. So here I am signing off. Thank you. Thank you so much for your patient listening.